Yes. Wasn't loading the chat box for me. Oof, okay. Hi, calcium slash bones. Hello. I forgot my laptop doesn't like me doing anything ever when I'm streaming. Which is pretty, I'm loading up the game now. Pretty valid of it. Honestly. Um, I have been... Okay, hold on. Game capture. There we go. Anyway, so I have avoided... As I've wanted to play this game since they first, since, it first got, announced or whatever, years ago. I'm playing the Pristine Cut, specifically, because that's what I bought. It says it up here, never mind. But I don't remember... much of it? I don't really remember much besides it's narrated. I don't... Chai says hi, maybe chat. I don't know if you guys can see the overlay. But yeah, and so I've been avoiding it for a while. Oh, if this is a time loop game, I am 100%ing the shit out of this. As much as I can. I love completing games.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Did not mean to click that. Rip, are you having a weird Twitch issue? Hi, Buffalo. My cat is here joining us. I was trying... hopefully next time I stream this, I will have a black and white filter, a grayscale filter set up, so then it's not black and white and then jarringly pink and purple and brown around the edges. Also, for person Oscar who has played this game, is it do I have to? Should I move my VTuber or anything, or should it be fine? My cat's demanding my attention while I speak. Alright, thank you. Alright, let's go.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Ooh. Oh god, there are so many options. What is it talking about?
About the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
She's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock.
Oh, sweet.
Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she is dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
I like the narrator. He's funny. Hi, Buffalo. Yep. Forget this, I'm not doing it. She's bad, you say that maybe I'll slay her. Yeah.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself
So
out.
you said her in Princess. I'm already... She's already got me. I don't even have to see her. I love women. I need to start reading the options that I...
Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Because I haven't been streaming a lot, I'm kind of out of the, like, quote-unquote groove of, like, reading things out loud. So I'll read it in my head, click it, and then be like, oh, wait, there's people.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Oh, it's the same person. Okay, oh, that's not going to be confusing. Hello, Anthea.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Sorry, Anthea, you saw it too late. I will play Nightforge hopefully tomorrow? Should be able to do it tomorrow. Wait, what is today? Tomorrow's Wednesday. Yeah, I'll do it tomorrow, whatever. The only reason I would have been streaming way more, but then I had things to do, and then I got Pikmin 4, and I was like, oh, I'll only play it for a little bit, and I've had it for like 4 days. Well, I've only been able to play it for 4 days, and I have like 25 hours in it. What? Nightbot! Nightbot hates Pikmin. Oh, I'm sorry. Nightbot hates Pikmin.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Oh, hold on, wait, I gotta go get my cat water. Hello, Chai. Welcome. I will take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Oh, I like how my little hand icon has the knife now.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Oh?
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hi, I think I'm here to kill you.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
The VOD will be up on YouTube probably after this, so if Twitch craps out on you.
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero. You walk
It's
down
the woman.
stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
God, this is like a shitty prison.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Yeah, I put all my VODs up on YouTube. And they're saved on Twitch for a month, I think? But yeah, because I don't have a backlog anymore, this one will be uploaded pretty much as soon as the stream's done.
Focus on the task at hand.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
I'll drop it.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Okay, so is me in the voice of the hero two different characters?
Thank you.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
Of course, it's complicated. It's a time loop game. Why wouldn't it be?
We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Of course. Steam would only lie to me.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
How long have you been on here?
Too long.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
There's people who... oh. There's people out there who think you're gonna end the world. What do you have to say about that?
Just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Ooh. Them is capitalized. I was hoping you'd tell me.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
Here you go, Buffalo. You want out?
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why.
That's what I'm
That doesn't
saying.
sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
When I finish this game, I will have to watch that. I love finishing games like these because then I know things and then I can watch all of the bunch of playthroughs that I've been seeing on YouTube and whatnot. And I finally won't get spoiled for myself.
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less. You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right?
Cutting off her arm?
She is. I'm sure of it.
Sure, a relationship. Are you coming on to me?
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Alright.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Whoa, it's the name of the game. Yeah, I'll get her out of here.
You have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
I'll go upstairs. I don't want to cut her arm off.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Oh.
Is someone else here?
Try the door?
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. Your shouts, and I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess,
Alright.
and you won't leave until the task is done.
Bottom of the
You make your way
stairs.
back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Save the princess.
Against your
Ooh.
better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
Bugs when you pick up a rock.
You cut into her flesh.
Oh, I'm like a bird thing. That's cool.
The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as
yeah.
utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Let's go.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body
Whoa.
steps forward and raises the blade.
Oh.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Warn her.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect.
Oh, that's
Stop it.
scary.
Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive. The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
I scrolled down the thing and then I saw, ooh, it's a different button.
Then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck.
I love being killed by beautiful women.
This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Oh, I'm in chapter 2?
You're on a path in the
Whoa.
woods.
Oh, this is a history button. Will it be fine to overwrite my save? I will do that. I wish you could name these things. I really wish you could. Wait, hold on. Can you? No. Oh. Oh my god. Oh, there are automatics. Oh, okay. Okay.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Hasn't this happened already?
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I.
Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying.
Ooh, voice of the skeptic.
I'm inclined to agree.
Oh!
If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way.
You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
There's two.
And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind
Hi,
you
Hank.
how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all this really did happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
The absolute irony. Well, that's one way to put it, I guess. You really don't remember what happened last time, do you?
You practically forced the princess to kill us. That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting. But this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason. Did you try and free her? Did you say something really mean to me? Because if I really did what you said I did, you probably deserved it. I'm a professional, after all.
I know, he's so fun. I like all of the
Sure.
characters.
Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
Well, we don't know that because we
A
died.
conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul.
Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. And yet, here we are.
You're talking in circles.
No, I'm talking in facts.
Let's talk about
Just
the
be quick
princess.
about it.
Maybe she was able to kill me, could I let her? All she did was slit my throat. What is this place?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
But I love overcomplicating things. Why wouldn't they slay her?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing
My
this.
teacher said it to me all
Call
the
it a
time.
prophecy, if that helps. But it's just the way things are. Oh, I didn't know we were special. Of course you're special. Why
Hi,
else
Hank.
would you be here? Yes, right. We're here because we're special. Look, you're annoyed that you're here. I get it. I'm also annoyed that I'm here. But we're all in this together, and we're dealing with a bit of a ticking clock right now, so please just get to the cabin.
You're being cagey. What aren't you telling me?
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to trust me here.
The only reason she was even able to kill me last time was because I let her. No, she'd have slit my throat. How is she supposed to? See, so he kind of like, you know, made me try to kill her. I'm not trusting him.
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you.
I'm not for trusting people who can make me do things that I don't want to.
You haven't given us an ounce of proof. You do know that, right? What proof could you possibly ask for? Literally anything. Fine. Check your pockets.
I got pockets?
You put your hands in your pockets and pull out an envelope with the words, "The Evidence," written across the front. Within, you find a note in your handwriting. It reads, "The princess will end the world if you don't stop her. This is an immutable truth."
I will have to end stream in about 2-ish hours. An hour 45. Because I gotta leave at 1 and it's 10:48. This is why I wanted to start way earlier. This stream. Which is why it started an hour earlier than most do.
That doesn't prove anything. How do we know you didn't just forge our handwriting? I wish I could tell you more, but there are some rules I have to follow for all our sakes. Please just trust that these rules are in place for a reason. I'm on your side.
It's just like my handwriting in real life, except for mine
You
is
mean you're on our
worse.
side as long as we do what you tell us to? Exactly. Because you not do...
I like saving, sorry.
I think we've got everything out of him we're gonna get.
That's all.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Yay. I could just leave. Proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to.
Probably, but like you don't. There's ways to hold a pencil without. I don't know. Clip the talons.
Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
And he does a better job than me with writing with talons, so you know.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison.
This is different.
The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Cabin is
Very
different. Yeah.
Yes, but why? Did he change it? Or did it change all on its own? Maybe it's a different cabin entirely. Now isn't that a novel thought? Maybe you haven't actually been here before. I hope this means you'll finally drop your ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the
What? Gamers, chat, I can read you guys. Please don't spoil me. You guys are being really vague, so I don't understand it, but just like, try that too. You didn't say anything in the mirror.
He definitely did not. Does the mirror not count as furniture of note to you? Because it should.
I don't understand what it means, so it is kind of spoiler free. Sometimes really big spoilers don't count as spoilers when I don't understand anything, but like I'm just kind of saying that no one said anything specifically that's made me be like, oh, but, you know.
There isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't.
Hi, hello.
I think you know what we have to do.
You're good, just... I want to see how handsome I am.
Let's not get caught up in vanity, but we should definitely take a closer look. Whatever it is, he must not want us to know about it.
I like the narrators all like
Is this some
capitalized.
Sort of rehearsed bit? Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would it even do?
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago, and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
I love the self-portrait of me in the wall. Do I take the blade? I won't.
I'm afraid I'm going to insist we take the blade. We're in a dangerous situation, and I'm not letting us go down there without a weapon.
Alright.
Are you sure? She killed us with it last time. What if she turns it against us again? Yes, I'm sure, and I've already got a plan for that. Still with those past life delusions, are we? I hope part of that plan is don't give the world-ending monstrosity your only weapon, because unless you've decided to arm the princess, I don't think you need to worry about her having a weapon. Peachy, we'll be fine. Okay, I'm trusting you.
Why don't I get a say?
Yeah, but not about this. Call it a reflex. We take the knife as we go. Wonderful. You do exactly that, sweeping the blade from the table before proceeding to the basement. Don't worry about it. We have a knife, so what? It's not like we have to use it. No, you don't have to do anything, but you do well to use it regardless. Moving on. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Does she remember us? You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
I have not noticed the small differences for them. Why is there just like an extra chain right here?
So much for cutting her out of here. Do you hear yourself right now? Cutting her out of here never should have been on the table. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
Ford had his legs and neck chained. His arms are free.
That was there last time too, wasn't it?
So not quite
It
Ford
was.
Pine's core. Okay, I'm skip. Yeah, it was there. Okay, but like,
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
well, yeah, there were two last time, but one was attached to her hand and the other one was broken. I just kind of assumed that it somehow broke off over time. Sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
Is her crown different? Her crown seems different.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Fake fan bones. Sit where I told to sit.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
I the only one who remembers that.
Oh? Are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to
Oh!
give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
I guess what you said back in the woods really was true. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things. It's complicated things how, exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency.
Hold on, I think I know what that means, but I gotta Google. Okay.
A contingency for what? For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck.
I had to Google the definition of contingency, because I was pretty sure I knew what it meant, but I was like, let me make sure.
Now hold on, if you knew this could happen, why didn't you believe us back in the woods? Why lay out all those hypotheticals? We didn't have to talk in circles.
I was not Googling ending of Slay the Princess.
I needed you to believe this was your first time here, even if that wasn't the truth. I hoped if I pushed back hard enough I could cram this seeping mess back into the bottle.
Words hard.
And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative. That's pathetic. I never said I wasn't.
Huh.
I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that.
So like she can't hear this, so we're just kind of like sitting here doing nothing for like a solid like
Exactly.
5
He gets
minutes.
it. You're lucky, so don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright? Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark? The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that. I won't.
This game is making me want to start listening to the Magnus Archives again. I just keep forgetting to start it up whenever I go and volunteer at a cat shelter. I just put on my music and I'm like, ah, wait, I probably should listen to Magnus Archives, and then it's like almost over.
Just give it a rest. This isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
Oh, okay, so she does acknowledge it. What happened after I died last time?
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them. And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows? It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
You're asking about my intentions earlier? What did you mean by that?
Yes, your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you here?
I didn't want to grab the knife.
There isn't a keyhole in these shackles, and I don't see any keys in your hands either. So I'm afraid my only way out is another surgical removal.
But then your head is on the thing.
Is she forgetting about the shackle on her neck? Or does she think she'd survive a beheading? You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more reason not to trust her. Unless she really could survive.
Though I suppose you could just be here to kill me. But I don't think that's in either of our best interests.
Other channel, who's it for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on.
I'm not going to do that.
Maybe it'll fit.
No.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
How am I supposed to cut you out if you didn't notice I had on a shackle?
No. Like I trust you to come any closer with that knife. All you're going to do is hand it to me and watch me work.
No.
But she would have to cut her head off, right? She can't be suggesting that.
Diagram of TMA listeners and Princess enjoys the flat circle. It is, I think.
She certainly seems confident. Maybe she knows something we don't. Or maybe you should consider the most likely scenario. She's bluffing so she can disarm you.
See, but like, if she had the I mean, the chains are pretty long, but like, they don't seem like they could cross the room, even if she tried to attack me. I just...
Though if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us.
Okay, so he's just skeptical about...
So, what should we do?
Skeptical about everything.
I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons. Then let me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world. And she might use it to kill you. That doesn't sound great. What about the pros? There are none. The pros are that we can't trust him, possibly even more than we can't trust her. Whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
You realize that I have much reason to trust you have to trust me.
I do. So I guess this all comes down to which of us caves first. And it's not going to be me. I'm extremely patient.
It's probably better if we take action anyway. No use trying to wait her out. That's playing to her strengths.
Yeah, I'm not giving you a weapon in case you forgot you killed it with me last time.
But sure, let's talk about what happened. Because what happened is exactly my issue. The last time we met, your body tried to kill me. If you take a moment to imagine yourself in my position, I think you'll understand why letting you near me with that thing is untenable.
She said your body instead of you. That's cool.
So, be a good bird and hand it over. And if being nice isn't enough motivation, well, I think you're aware that I'm not afraid to resort to violence. If you come near me with that thing, I will strangle you with these chains.
Nightbot said, "Stop being horny in my chat."
She doesn't beat around. Yes, it's almost like she's a fundamentally bad person who wishes to inflict pain on others. Or it's another.
No hard feelings, of course. But you should be aware of my position.
I completely blanked out. What did... Hold on. If you're one in chains... Ah! Yeah, sure, I'll inspect
I
this.
wouldn't do that. And why is that? Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle, and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is? And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it? I don't know. Maybe it will. He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need. But what if he's telling the truth? He isn't. I am. Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next.
Oh no.
What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad? Yes, it's bad. Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time.
Where'd the music go?
Fine. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck.
Oh, great.
And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement.
Yeah, I don't know what I expected.
Excuse me? Yes? Are we stuck here now?
Oh. Oh, I got an achievement. Person of the mind, become your own jailer. Oh.
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
I got claws.
What are we supposed to do now? Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve.
Yes, we can. We have claws.
That's horrible. It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information. Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch? No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
Did you know this was going to happen to me?
No.
So we're both stuck here.
Yep.
What should we do?
Wait, I guess. Maybe something else will happen. Maybe not.
I mean, I was thinking more like... ripping out, like, arteries and stuff with the claws, and then just bleeding out. Like, I mean, we'd still die, but, like, it would be way quicker than starvation. Not one for small talk, are you?
Nope.
That's rude. You and the princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything. This is so boring. There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing. But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent. At least the world is safe. It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything. But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there. Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it. How exactly does that work? It just does. But your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again. And let me guess, the cabin remains the same. If time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work. I suppose you're correct. Things are changing. The differences are small at first, a bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there, but then they get larger and larger.
Hey, have you noticed the basement changing?
I don't like small talk, remember?
Still rude.
Continue to wait in silence. Haven't I died of starvation yet?
You can tell us make sense, as our entire...
Continue to wait in silence, and the cabin continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see the earth through holes in the stonework. You can watch lichen spread across the seams of the walls. Sorry, it skipped over it for some reason.
She hasn't starved.
Not the button I meant to click.
I guess she hasn't.
Ooh!
Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass, and pass, and pass, until suddenly there are no walls. And I think he's gone.
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us.
Hi, music.
So this is the outside world. It's cold.
Whoa! Whoa! You don't get the chance to respond. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her stead.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
The narrator is gone.
Does that mean the world ended? It must have. Do any of us know what the world ending is supposed to look like?
No, I don't know where she went. I don't know how we'd even go about looking for her.
If there's even a her to find anymore. You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing.
I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror.
There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
Approach the mirror.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels... I don't know. Final.
You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. Oh! It's me! Oh, I look nice. It's you. You're alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Ooh. Proceed to the cabin. You're at the cabin. Approach her. Hello. Hi. She's
Something
fine.
finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
She's fine. Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
Solitary lights, what do you mean?
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more.
What do you think I am?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
The gift of a fragile vessel.
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. Perspectives to make my own.
This is so cool.
This one is determined, but also cautious. One that would rather let the world move around her than move it herself. She will make for a patient heart. Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Let her out of there.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me.
Ooh.
I promise that it doesn't hurt.
Do you know about the worlds beyond this place?
I know only that they are.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But were you always the princess? Or you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
How much will I forget?
Everything, until we meet again.
Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
This is so cool. How many more pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
What if I don't let you do this to me?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
Sent to play this princess to suffer from entering the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
You're being semantic. What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Alright, make me
She
forget.
asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Whoa! Everything goes dark and you die. Chapter 1.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
You know a game is good when, like, an achievement is, 92% of players have an achievement that isn't just playing the game.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Proceed scene dialogue by hitting the tab key, or... Oh. End of the world, what are you talking about? Because she's locked up. I would consider that maybe I'm
Of
okay
course
with
I
the...
haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
End of the world, what are you talking
I'm
about?
talking about the end.
Okay, I've already seen that one.
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done.
I know, wow,
We're
I've never
all
played this
counting
game before. First playthrough.
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
The hero's missing. I haven't...
While I appreciate the mental exercise we are running up... Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Do I get a reward for doing this?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Can I make my prizes for doing
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination. Oh, if only that were the case. But I have to say, I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far. But unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off. Like I said.
Okay, I'm sold. Let's get this over with.
Good. As long as you remain focused on your goal, it should all be smooth sailing.
Ooh, I've heard Disco Elysium is really
You
good.
make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
I've been meaning to play Disco Elysium. I just don't have
You're not
it.
going to go through with this, right? She's a
Oh,
princess.
there he is.
We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a The blade is your implement.
Alright.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
I'm going to kill her this time.
The door to the basement, her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. Good. you're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Yeah, see, there's also a chain here, but I just assumed that it was like another shackle here that just kind of broke off over time,
She's
I
so
guess.
coldly beautiful.
There's no,
Is she really a threat to the world?
like,
Focus
one on
the
the floor.
task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Or something. So your nerves and step
You
forward.
step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate...
Are you sure she's not
I'm
armed?
Positive. I'm not. But we'll keep our eyes peeled. If she has a weapon, she'll have to draw it before she can use it.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife in the...
You charge the princess, blade in hand, but unfortunately your earlier suspicions proved correct. A blade of her own slips down her sleeve and catches you in the neck. Blood sprays from the cut.
Wait.
Your severed carotid artery painting the princess with strokes of red. You'd better finish your task quickly before you run out of time.
Why doesn't she just take her own arm out? Finish the job.
With the last bit of your will, you press forward, sinking the blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
The two of you collapse on the floor together, rapidly bleeding out.
Somehow, I thought this would turn out a little differently. But I wonder, do you really think that this was enough to stop me?
She's like a bug.
It's like she's convinced she can't die.
Yeah, her crown is different in the second chapter.
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark,
And you die.
and you die.
Is that a different name?
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay her.
A terrible sense of deja.
Terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
I mean, if I was stabbed, I would also probably be like, oh, you know, it feels like a pretty valid reaction to getting stabbed when you don't expect it.
This whole thing's a crock of shit. She's just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us again. Stabbed to death?
Well, you won't have to worry about that.
Yeah, that's exactly what you told us last time. When we asked you if you were sure she didn't have a weapon on her, you said you were positive she didn't. But it turns out she did, because when we charged her, she started stabbing us to death.
Calm down. I assure you she has no weapons. So there's no reason to fear her. You were made for this job. You'll do just fine.
This is more than just deja vu. I'm pretty sure this whole thing literally just happened.
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. Like I said, we've just met for the first time, you and I.
Oh, hon, was it the... Oh, Voice of the Truth. I didn't even realize they had a new name. I was, like, listening, but not reading it. Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. We did exactly what you said.
I just got ADHD, guys.
Sounds to me like you probably had some kind of elaborate nightmare, in which case I shouldn't be held accountable for what supposedly happened.
I love time loop games where like the character that you're playing as doesn't remember, but the person playing as them does.
But congratulations, you've been given a chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We stabbed the princess stabbed us, and now everyone's right back to where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? Had you failed to screw this, who cares what happened to everyone else? She's not going to play fair, so we should do what we can to save ourselves and just get out of here. At least you know not to trust her, but you do realize that everything and everyone includes you, right? If you turn around and leave, you're dooming yourself as well as everyone else.
Well, I can't
She just
skip
caught us by
it.
surprise last time. She can't do that twice. So long as we're careful, we can win this.
The person who's playing them remembers, with the exception of me, because I don't remember anything. They call me the forgetter because I forget. Also, I literally can't skip it even if I wanted to.
That's the spirit. Just keep that stiff upper lip, and you'll save the world in no time at all.
Yeah, let's just leave.
And away we go. Good call. Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Nope. The only thing that matters is where I'm not going. The cabin. I'm not going to the cabin. Yeah.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin.
I kind of expected just black screen me, but okay.
That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Yes, yeah. Turn around again and leave again.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
Uh-huh.
But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to wind up back at the cabin again. But everything is getting...
Oh, he's dead again.
What's going on? Where are we?
Oh, God. Oh.
That son of a bitch flipped over the table, didn't he?
The huh? The world around you is unwound, its physical matter replaced by textured nothing. You find yourself in a long quiet. Once again, memory returns. The distant rumbling, a sound of many sounds. Undulations pulse louder as something other comes close. You already know what dwells in the empty spaces. Oh! Well, I don't like that one. Feelers pop across the fabric of reality. Extremities find your consciousness and wrap themselves around it. You are no longer alone. Confusion. Why are you here? I am unfinished. Resistance. Fingers drag claws across the glass surface of your soul. Frustration. This vessel is full of you. It is useless to us if it doesn't bring more gifts. Force. Pushing against your will. No, you cannot go back. Not there. Regret. This world is broken beyond repair. We must weave something new. I don't like the hands. A wagging finger. There is only so much thread in this place. Do not waste it. I am our only salvation. Ah! Cool.
You're
Chapter
on a
1.
path in the wood.
I think I've
I'm
gone through
totally
all
up.
of these before, right?
Don't look. You're all.
I just want to double check.
Oh, if only that. Are you serious?
Maybe I'm.
Of course I. Yes. It's.
Sure, thanks for telling me what to do.
It's all part of the job. You make your way up. We're not going to go through with this, right? Ignore him.
It'll stop me if there's something that I haven't read yet, I think.
The interior
I
of
mean,
the
considering
cabin
it
is almost a
has-
blade.
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table.
Yeah, I should just enter the basement without the blade next time. Hi!
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the
Nuh-uh.
far wall of the...
Then drop the knife.
We should. It'll go a long way to building trust with her. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
I know, yeah, it is like... I'm just checking over the ones that I've already done. I'm gonna keep it.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
you step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you
Oh, I
stand
didn't want to
with
kill
your
her.
knife.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Can we just talk?
You're so close. Don't give up. You've come this far. No, this is a good idea. Maybe we can de-escalate things.
Oh, threatened are we? You poor thing. Drop the knife, and of course we can talk.
Sure. Not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
I guess we're at an impasse.
I guess we are.
For the love of everything, just slay her already. Or drop the blade. Do something.
Are you sure you don't want to talk?
Yeah, I'm sure.
For goodness sake, the two of you can't just stand around like this forever. Eventually, something is going to give, and I highly recommend that you be the one to take the initiative here. The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship. Don't.
Yeah. It is.
You can't.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. Well, we can always put that knife.
Her sharp eye. She isn't suggesting she is. I'm sure of it.
But she has a knife of her own. Okay.
Oh, have
You know.
I'll do that.
That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't,
I know, she's just gonna kill
I can
me.
promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
Yeah, I'll get her out of here.
Oh, for the love of...
Good. I'm glad you've come to your senses.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even
If you don't have the key, maybe you should...
Doubtful. Whoever locked the...
That would be fine. I can lose an arm.
Okay. Yeah.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free. You attempt to make your way out.
Dude, or
Someone
locks.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. It's easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't
I want to know
they?
who the they is.
The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
I know who they are. There, sorry.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Save the princess.
Against your you cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp and you make quick work of it. Before long you're able to crack through bone and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. As the princess approaches... Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Just to warn her.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
My favorite Magnus Archives character is John They. Ooh. Oh. That's new.
Thank you. You swing your arm towards her throat, the blade singing through the air. But she's ready for it. She grabs your arm, her grip like a stone vice. You drop the
Oh,
blade.
dear God. She just broke
She
my
lets
arm.
go, and faster than you can react, rears back and hits you with a bone-shattering haymaker. There's a ringing in your ears. You're fairly certain you can feel bone grinding against bone where she fractured your jaw, but your body isn't allowing you to feel much right now. Adrenaline coursing through your system and numbing your nerves.
She is so cool.
You fall to your knees. You're barely able to bring your trembling arms up to defend yourself before she hits you again.
I love women.
Every blow is as punishing as the first. You feel bones shatter with every impact, unknown ruptures blossoming with blood somewhere inside of you.
You poor thing. I'll go ahead and put you out of your misery.
I love the not visuals, the imagery beyond all the descriptions. It's super good.
She places a confident heel on your chest and pushes you down to the ground. Her knee falls to your throat, your windpipe crushed beneath a weight you didn't think her slight form could possibly possess. It can't just end like this, right? I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Yay. Okay, cool. So the chapter titles are changing for chapter 2.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Why are you saying that?
You're here
Uh-oh.
to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
She's going to kill me again.
Again? People don't die twice. You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think she'd be capable of killing someone as skilled and courageous as yourself.
Like,
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Chai, they call you the normaler because you're so normal.
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
Was that a new voice of the hero?
What does it matter what he knows? There's nothing we can do to stop her. She's just going to kill us again. She is not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself.
Chai normal latte.
Those are two very different. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. Of course we died. She didn't feel pain. She didn't feel much of anything, did she? And she broke every bone in our body before she decided to let us die.
Oh wait, no, I killed her, but I didn't do anything the second chapter. Okay.
What were we
So
supposed to do to stop her then? What are we supposed to do to stop her now?
I was thinking to myself, like, what do I do after this if I don't go to a third chapter? It's like, oh, I just kill her and then I actually, continue the chapter.
She's just a princess. Slaying her shouldn't have been difficult, but congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right.
I don't think she's just a princess.
And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequence. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. The princess... Yes, but in this pure... If it's the latter, do you think the people there lived... If she ended the entire world, why should we even bother? We might as well just walk up to that cabin, break her chains and let her do whatever she wants. It's all the same in the end. Just because she's capable of ending the world doesn't mean you're not capable of slaying her. Both of those things can be true at the same time. So chin up. I believe in you. Just be quick about it.
She did last time around was... Oh yeah, why was she strong enough to beat me to death with her bare hands?
She is just a princess. Whatever you think happened to you last time, just get it out of your head before you get to the cabin and you'll be fine. Or we could pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending that we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us. Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge? I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic.
You're being a little pessimistic.
You're being annoying.
Thank you.
Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included.
Killed me last time around, I can make sure it doesn't happen again.
Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world.
Hi, Hank! Alright, my dog is in here. One of my dogs. Hi, Cairo. He wants to come in, but he can't because there's a gate in the way. What is this place?
People locked her in that bait.
You're being cagey.
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail, the less you know about her, the better. Look. Oh, of course.
Who cares if you think we're special?
That's not right.
Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath.
Proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her.
Lying? Cheating? Why would she even bother? She didn't need to do anything like that last time.
She caught us off guard last time. We'll be fine. Let's just keep our wits about us. At least one of you still has a shred of sense. Just make sure you listen to him and not that whiner.
Proceed into the
That's
cabin.
what you want. I guess I don't have a say here.
And neither do I! Yeah.
The interior
Oh!
of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Hi, mirror. There's a mirror there.
Why do we feel so small?
We don't feel small. We are small.
Broken, shut it. Don't see anything with a mirror on the
That's
wall.
because there isn't a mirror. There's the altar, the blade sitting on the altar, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't.
Who cares if there's a mirror? We're all going to die anyway. And I'm sure that if we looked in there, we'd just see something sad and miserable looking back at us. We don't need any reminders of what we are. It would only make things worse.
But I think we need to get some therapy for Broken.
For the last time, you're not going to die unless you let it happen. And luckily for you, there isn't a mirror, so no one needs to worry about confronting a grisly visage any time in the near future. Though, for what it's worth, if there were a mirror, I'm sure that you wouldn't find anything sad or miserable in it looking back at you. You probably look perfectly normal. Probably. Do you not know what we look like?
He knows. He just doesn't have the heart to tell us. Please don't. I'd rather the princess kill us again than see how dreadful we are.
Well, sex me, Broken. I want to
less
see
about
if
what
we're
we look
being
like and more about whether we're being lied to. If he's willing to lie about something as innocuous as a mirror, what else is he hiding from us?
I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would it even do?
This whole cabin is different.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll...
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror clean. And that is
Reach
a wall.
forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen.
Take the
You
blade.
take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease.
This is actually kind of nice.
It's still a
Uh-oh.
stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs.
Aw, bye,
Come
Chai.
down and witness me.
You weren't kidding when you
Okay.
said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her.
Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there. It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions.
Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
Continue down the stairs.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall.
Oh.
The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants.
Her crown is different, I think.
You've brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
Yep.
The blade slips from your fingers and clatters uselessly to the floor. We didn't have to do that, and yet you did. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be
I
in
went
her
broken
presence.
on this one.
Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
On her command, you fall to the floor, knees painfully connecting with hard stone.
Me when woman tells me to do something.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you couldn't even scratch me. And yet here you are again, trying to succeed where you've already catastrophically failed. What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death? Speak.
The last time we met? I suppose that lends credence to our conversation in the woods. Still, whatever you do, don't tell her why you're here. It's best not to give her any ideas.
She knows why I'm here. You're supposed to end the world.
You weak-willed buffoon.
Is that so?
The princess closes her eyes in contemplation.
Something about that thought wraps itself around my heart. It feels like a fundamental truth to my being that I'd somehow forgotten. The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new, and the world as it is now is overdue for alterations. It's time for me to seize my destiny, and you, little bird, will help me seize it.
Uh-huh. Yep.
She's inevitable. There's nothing else for us to do but help her. Maybe she'll be nice to us.
I'm gonna save I want to explore all of these. What would you have me do? What do you have planned?
All you have to do is break these chains and set me free.
So powerful, can't you just break the chains yourself?
Don't be rude. Of course she can. It's not rude to question someone who's apparently trying to end the world. That's exactly why it's rude. We should know our place.
I can, easily. But that isn't what I want to do. The story of a terrible and bountiful god unbounded of her own will
is no story at all. It's not worthy of everything I am, or everything I'm bound to become. It isn't even worthy of what I was. The destruction in Genesis that's to follow in my wake is deserving of a song that can echo for eternity.
She's not even. Tower isn't even that evil. What do you mean?
The song of you, being so struck by my glory, so overwhelmed by what I am, that you feel you must deliver me into the world. And from your act of utter devotion and submission springs a new dawn, a better dawn. Submit now, submit later. It makes no difference. Because in the end, no matter how vainly you struggle against me, my will triumphs over yours.
Just because you're supposed to end the world doesn't mean you actually have to do it. You can be whatever you want to be.
This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart.
I have questions for you before I decide to do anything.
Know the limits of your privilege, little bird.
Alright.
There's an empty place at my side for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is not a place for an equal. It is a place for something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
Wait, hold on. I just... What happened to you after I died?
Know the limits of
Oh,
your
okay.
privilege, little. There's an empty place at my
Same
side
thing.
for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is not a place for an equal. It is a place for something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
Yeah. Pledge myself to her.
Your will was so easily broken. Am I that magnificent? All you need to do now is break my chains.
If this is what you want, then I guess there's not much else for me to say. No, you can't just give in to her. Not when the stakes are so high. Not when you're so close. I won't let you do this.
There's still something in the way. A greasy film inside of you where it doesn't belong, trying to conceal you from me. Is that a person? No, it used to be a person. It's something different now. An echo.
Is she talking about you? That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you?
Ooh.
A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
No. What are you talking about? I'm just...
I don't care what you are. You're mine. Rise, my little bird.
Without hesitation, you're brought to your feet.
Break my chains.
And how are we supposed to do that? All we have is a blade. All you need to do is believe it's been done.
I want to save because I don't want to mess all of this up. I want to explain this.
You poor, wretched little thing. You already do believe. You've always believed.
All you
All
have to
you
do
have to do
is open the last door to your heart. It's easy. Please.
Break her chains.
Her chains shatter, and the cuff falls from her wrist. She is loose, and the end is upon us.
What a good disciple you are. Come, it's time for us to leave.
Okay.
Nothing. And then, everything.
Alright, taking her hand. I'm back in the darkness. But you do not take her hand, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
To
Oh,
yoink
there's
her.
that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Of course this goes the end for you, but it's not the end for me.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now. This is what we all deserve, isn't it?
Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror, gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. The bloat you've grown. Oh! What the hell? What? You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You're at the cabin. Approach her.
When I found you in the long quiet alone, I was terrified. What if you had decided to let me wither? But your commitment now is final. Your ability to walk the path of mutual annihilation is vanished with your return. If you still wish to obliterate me, it will have to wait until I am complete. Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
You same being as you were before, how much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Everything you say feels like a riddle. Can you give me a single straight answer?
I'm sorry. Words are difficult for me. They never fully weave what I wish to say. If you do not like my answers, then you need not ask me questions. The vessels you choose to bring me carry far more meaning than anything words could say in the spaces between.
What does it feel like to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
When this is all done, do you know what you want to do?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed, but in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
You know that at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right?
There is still much to be seen. Neither of us know the depths of our being. Perhaps at the end of this, I will be the one to kill you. Or perhaps we will leave this place together and find new horizons to discover.
This is so cool. When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closed around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
You've been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Thank you.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
What do you want me to bring you next time?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is dominance, a figure capable of bending everything to her will. She will make for an overwhelming heart. Do not mourn her, for she would not be able to mourn you.
Ooh. Hi! Welcome back! So you don't have any preferences in how you'd like to change or grow?
My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory.
I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
I like her. How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective. You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you.
I don't like these two options. I am ready to go back.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Everything goes dark, and you die. Chapter 1. An overwhelming heart, bring the tower to her.
You're on a path.
I'm gonna save, because I have to go very soon. So I will continue to play this next stream. I'm gonna hop and play some Night Forge, and then next game that I play that isn't Minecraft, I will play this again, and I will finish it. And then I will probably go back to playing Instar sometime. Hi! I had fun! This is a really, really good game. And also, hopefully, next time I will have a little grayscale thing. So then it won't be like jarringly pink. Bye!